Okay, this Hangout is on air live. Do you see that in the upper right-hand corner? Yeah, it takes a minute or two is what Lainey and I found when we were doing the rehearsal yesterday. It isn't instantaneous. So let me check over here in YouTube. I did start the Hangout there. Okay, this Hangout is on air live. You see that in the upper right-hand corner? Yeah, it takes a minute or two is what Lainey and I found when we were doing the rehearsal yesterday. It isn't instantaneous. So let me check over here. And we have 3 viewers online with us. So that's great. Lainey says it looks like I'm an airline pilot. We're getting ready to take off. So we'll rev up the engine here. Well, let's jump into the PowerPoint presentation then again, and realizing that there's a slight delay. You won't see. We have 3 viewers online with us. So that's great. Lady says it looks like I'm an airline pilot. We're getting ready to take off. We'll rev up the engine here. Well, let's jump into the PowerPoint presentation then again, and realizing that there's a slight delay. You won't see. Having a little bit of a technical issue here, getting the screen to show. There we go. All right. So again, this is for our online viewers, this is the beginning of the presentation. The meetup group has been meeting for the last 15 minutes. And we went through some housekeeping items before we began to explain to them what we were doing and how we were going to be doing it. And now that the online people have joined us, we're going to talk about why do you need mobile marketing? The most important you need mobile marketing is to grow your online database. We went through some housekeeping items before we began to explain to them what we were doing and how we were going to be doing it. And now that the online the volume, yeah. Joined us, we're going to talk about why do you need mobile marketing. In internet marketing, the saying always is that the money is in the list, and most internet marketers are talking about an email list. But I'm going to show you in this presentation that that's no longer true. With over half of all of the internet searches occurring from mobile devices, a mobile phone, a tablet, an iPad, those kinds of things, cell phone numbers are becoming more valuable than email addresses. And an example of that is that Google just paid $1.9 billion, this is 19 billion, not 1.9 billion for WhatsApp. The reason they did that, and WhatsApp is a mobile app that allows you to do instant messaging, a lot like Skype is, or chatting on Facebook, or those kinds of things. But when Lainey was down in Ecuador, we were able to send text messages to each other without paying international rates because of the service. WhatsApp has 425 million cell phone numbers. That's why Google paid $19 billion for it. So what they've done in essence is they've established a value for what a cell phone number is worth. They're worth $42 a piece. Now, WhatsApp is adding 1 million new customers a day to their system. So there was also some intrinsic value there. But think of it this way. If you had a cell phone list with 1,000 cell phone numbers that had opted in to your marketing program, your company is now worth $42,000 more than it was before, based upon that number. If you have 2,000, it's worth $84,000. So it's a way to increase the value of your company. And I know, like Diane, that has a business and they do events and things like that, getting the cell phone number is much more important now going forward than it was before. Emails is what everybody was after. Now it's their cell phone number, because people are going to port their cell phones with them, and the cell phone number isn't going to change. And over half the people don't have a landline anymore. So collecting the cell phone numbers is going to become more and more important. The second reason is to stay connected with your prospects and your customers, and to share experiences. You want your mobile subscribers, the people that you have the cell phone numbers from, to send referrals to other people. And why is that? Because 70% of the people who get a referral, especially from social media, are going to take action, and half of them, or 35%, will buy. So it's a way to significantly increase your sales. Does that make sense? So why do you need to go mobile? Mobile marketing is the future. Today, only 17% of all of the websites that are out there can be viewed correctly using a mobile device. And what that means is that you have to update your websites to what is referred to as a mobile responsive theme, so that when you look at your website, it displays properly on one of these small screens, either this way or this way. 40% of the shoppers who are searching online, again, more than half of the searches are from the mobile devices, visit 3 websites before they buy. And 80% of those people are using smartphones to do their shopping with. 40% of the searches are local in nature, which means they included some geography in their search string. And 90% of those people that are out there searching are going to take action within 24 hours. So just a very compelling story. So if you don't get anything else out of this PowerPoint presentation today, write this down. SoLoMo. That's what you need to know. Customers are shopping socially. They're searching on Facebook. They're searching on Amazon. They're searching on Twitter and things like that, okay? So they're using referrals from their social friends. Who knows a good auto repair business in Parker, Colorado? Okay, they ask that question on Facebook or on Twitter. And because those referrals, those statistics I just showed you, 70% of the people that get that referral that, hey, go there, they're good people, they aren't going to sell you what you don't need. For example, half of them are going to buy, and they're going to take action. So it's more powerful. People just don't believe advertising anymore. They're searching for businesses locally. So that's the SO is the socially, and the LO is the locally. And they're using their mobile devices to do it. So the keyword going forward is SOLOMO, social, local, and mobile. Mobile apps that we'll talk about more in a little bit educate, they entertain, and they inspire, and inform people. And that's why you need to consider having a mobile app in order to capitalize on this growing trend. Mobile's in. It's overtaking desktop internet usage. It's over 50% according to Google. And that's why Google in November started changing their algorithm to rank sites that are mobile responsive higher than sites that aren't. So it became a penalty to sites that were just static and just built for a desktop environment, and started rewarding sites that were making the transition. So that 17% that have made the move to a mobile responsive site, I've had to do it on our big sites, switch them to a mobile responsive so that it looks good on a mobile device. And millennials use their phones more than their mouths, meaning they text people. My granddaughter will text my daughter from her bedroom down in the kitchen to find out if dinner's ready, for example, okay? 70% of mobile searches take action within an hour. I showed you 90% take action within 24 hours. Well, 70% will take action within an hour. And mobile helps you reach your customers much easier, because if they've opted in, it's permission-based marketing. Smartphones are just more convenient than laptops. They've got the 5-inch ones now and things like that, and that's why a lot of people are going to tablets. And there are more mobile phones than there are people on Earth, 8 billion of them out there. You can use mobile marketing to grow your business, and a mobile strategy can help you result in more new customers, repeat business, more revenue, more profits, and just as I indicated with the growing your list, it increases the value of your company. The mobile industry is experiencing incredible growth. They'll ship another 2 billion devices this year, and those numbers are just amazing. 500 million Android phones, like my Samsung here, have been activated, and 300 million iPhones have been activated. Android has a 47% market share. If you're in California, people don't quite understand that because they're dominated by the Apple market, but in the whole US, it's 47% are on the Droids, and only 29% are on the smartphones, the iPhones. There's over 800,000 apps that you can download on either from the iTunes store for Apple or the Android store for Google Play. And that little graph kind of confirms all of those numbers. So you have to understand how smartphone users operate, okay? Customers are using their mobile to find your competition. And if you understand their patterns of behavior, it will help you determine what your mobile strategy should be. 95% of smartphone users have searched locally. 61% call or visit the business after they do the search. And 90% of those people act within 24 hours. That's reinforcing the statistic that I gave you earlier. What do those mobile users want? If you don't have a good mobile experience, it can cost you business. Here's another graph that says that 57% would not recommend a business with a bad mobile device. Excuse me, mobile site. 40% have turned to a competitor site after they had a bad experience. If they can't navigate your site using their mobile phone, and you're a restaurant, for example, like the one we're in, they're going to go to another one. And 23% of adults have actually cursed at the phone when the site wouldn't load and they couldn't navigate around and they couldn't click on buttons and things like that. Of adults have cursed at the phone when the site doesn't work. So here's Steve Jobs, and there's different kinds of mobile experiences. The most common one that people think of is the mobile apps. And there are different kinds of them. There's public and private apps. There's internal apps and external apps. Internal ones are ones that companies just use internally to communicate with their employees. And for example, like the old employee handbook that we used to have when you went to work at the big companies, it's all on the phones now, okay? They don't exist on paper anymore. It's all virtual and it's all on the phone. You log into the company's intranet from your phone, and a lot of companies use it to do their timesheets. A lot of companies use it for the CEO to speak to the employees and things like that. And the external ones are the ones that we download, those 800,000 that we download from the Google Play Store or the iTunes Store. But the internal apps are becoming more and more where the future is for the apps themselves. There are what are referred to as enterprise or developer apps, basic, custom. A basic app is built using a platform, whereas a custom app has custom programming. Some of the ones that you see advertised on TV, a lot of those are custom apps where they have a lot of different features and functions and things like that. Greg and I have talked about some apps for some of his clients potentially, and they want custom features, and that takes custom programming. So those are all unique kind of things. There's different native apps, hybrid apps, and mobile web. And that was one of the biggest developments, HTML5, that is really broken open this mobile market, because with the Windows phones, for example, again, it's not an Android-based phone like the Droids are. It isn't iPhone-based. It uses HTML5 so that you have the same experience, and you see the Microsoft ads with the Surface and things like that. They're all based upon HTML5. And what it is it's a more flexible programming language. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, which is the language of the internet, how the websites are built and how all of the different things communicate with each other and the pages are laid out and things like that. Mobile websites are different. What that means is that the website exists to be run on a mobile device. Now, mobile websites might display okay on a desktop, but there's no guarantee of that. Because if they're set up for 300 characters wide, that might be all you see when you're looking at it on a desktop. You don't have to download a mobile website like you do a mobile app, but there are features in the mobile app that you just can't have on a mobile website. Functionality and things like that, because that code is all contained in the app. QR codes, QR stands for quick response codes. You've all seen those little codes that, like in the grocery stores, okay, where they're scanning things. And those are really good to use on your print advertising. And what that does is direct somebody directly to a page or to your website itself. And so those are good things to add. And when you send a picture message, for example, you could include a QR code that somebody could scan and go to someplace else for more information, for example. So that's a mobile experience. But the most common mobile experiences are text messages, which are referred to as SMS, stands for Short Message Service, or picture messages, which are referred to as MMS, or multimedia messages. And they're also in the app world referred to as a push notification. If somebody downloads your app or opts into your mobile marketing list, they've given you permission to market to them. They're interested in what you're doing. They've raised their hand and said, hey, I'm interested in what you're doing out here. And so from the app, you can send them notifications. So you get, with an app, kind of a twofer deal where you have this information and content and entertainment and whatever else it is in your app, but it gives you the ability to communicate with your customers and your prospects in the palm of their hand, where they are. And you're going to laugh at this number. 97% of people have this within 3 feet of them 24 hours a day. Okay. So what are the benefits of having a mobile app? It's easier for developers to make, so that's a good thing. It boosts your business, especially from your existing customers, because the easiest way to grow your business is to sell more to your existing customers. So if you have the ability to communicate with them wherever they are in the palm of their hands, it is much easier to do. So people who want to build an app, if you've got a database already, if you've got a customer base already, you're going to be more successful with your app, because the people that are already your fans are the most likely people to download your app. A lot of people think, well, I'm going to throw up an app and then nothing happens. Well, if you don't market it and if you don't get people using it, then you don't have good content so that people can come back to it, then they're not going to use it. And so you constantly have to be adding new content and keeping things fresh. If they need a push, that's the time to run a contest or offer coupons or other incentives to share your app with other people. Give them a reason to do that. Give them coupons. Give them a limited time offer. Restaurants like this could be running happy-hour kind of events or that kind of thing. A contest is a perfect kind of thing to do. If you enter the contest and you like us on Facebook or like us on Twitter, we'll give you half off on your appetizers today or something like that. All kinds of different kinds of contests that you can run. The app will increase your website visits, your customer base, your buzz, your customer satisfaction, and your revenue. I was looking at our stats on our Where Do We Elope website over the weekend, and we're getting 5% of our visitors are coming from the app first. Okay, so we have a Where Do We Elope mobile app, and then we have the Where Do We Elope website, which is mobile responsive, and but 5% of the traffic to our website starts on our mobile app, which is very interesting. So we've got, I've forgotten the numbers, but several thousand people who have downloaded the app, and they can get a lot of the information on the app, but they're still bridging over to the website to visit and get more information. So that's a good thing. Apps give customers a whole bunch of options, and let's take a look at some of those. It lets them view your products and your daily specials, especially in a restaurant like this that does run a daily special. It's a way for them to communicate that, and that could be set up as a push notification. Again, what's the daily special? What is it today? It's chicken parmesan with spaghetti, salad, and roll. Okay. Submitting orders for delivery or for pickup. Over 40% of all the people who have a smartphone have placed a takeout order somewhere. So it's a great way to do that. Making reservations or appointment, using OpenTable on your mobile phone, you can make a reservation for 7 o'clock at Mickey's, and it's done. It's also becoming a more and more common way for people to make appointments with doctors or dentists or their workout person or their hairdresser or whatever. Okay, that's all occurring through apps with appointments to get your haircut, all of that kind of thing. I just saw an ad last night where they were talking that they made their appointment, they got on the wait list in essence at the haircutting place, and then they knew, well, come in 35 minutes rather than right now. So it was like they were sitting there waiting, but they did it from their mobile app before they left home. It's a great way for your customers to submit comments and feedbacks, and that's especially important when it comes to businesses that are highly dependent on the review sites like Yelp and TripAdvisor and places like that. You want to have your customers make it easy for them to add the positive comments because the negatives will be there, but you need to balance it out with the positive things. It lets them post to your social media profiles. And one of the best things you can do is to invite your social media followers to take pictures when they're at your place of business and to share them on social media. We have an invitation out there on Where Do We Elope for the couple to send us one of their wedding photos, and I told them I will share it as my cover photo on Facebook. Why do you think I do that? It's because the only thing that all of my followers see on Facebook is if I change my cover photo. So doesn't matter what I put in my comments and my updates and my posts, but everybody sees when I change my cover photo. So it's a great way for them to obtain coupons, special deal you've got going, a wine tasting, You know, could be a beer tasting now with the craft beers, that kind of thing. You know, buy one, get one, whatever it is. What do they call that? BOGO, right? And it allows people to participate in your loyalty and rewards programs. With Parker Automotive, for example, instead of the old punch card where you carried around and you punched it, the thing, that's now on the cell phone in the mobile app. And I hand my phone over to them when they change my oil. They punch my phone by entering a code. And with one more oil change, I get a free oil change because I've done it 6 times. So it's a great way to have your loyalty and reward programs. With the inns that I work with, for example, they can set up. They don't have to be a chain. They don't have to be a Comfort or Days Inn or something like that. They can have their own loyalty program. If you stay with us 7 times, you get a free room night kind of thing, and it's all coming from their mobile app. So that's really kind of neat, and much, much more that we could go into, but we won't. So mobile websites, again, I told you their difference. You know, it's just a website that's there to enhance the experience for the users and to make sure that it works on the mobile device. You don't need to download an app, and it's easy to make. It's kind of user-friendly, and it's pretty quick turnaround for the most part. And it's a very low-cost way for you to get into the mobile world and for people to find your business. Like with my consulting side of my business, my website, I couldn't go to a mobile template or a mobile responsive theme. So I had to create a whole separate mobile website with a different domain name that ended with .mobi, so that people had the option, because on my website, if you click on the links on a mobile device, it doesn't work because it's in a cold fusion. But there's at the top right-hand corner, which is one of the hot zones on a website, they can click to go to my mobile website. So that at least they can get the information off of the site. But I had to build a totally separate mobile site. QR codes we talked about. There's one of the examples. It's a way to direct people to where you want them to go. It's very simple. The people just scan it. You have to have a QR code reader on your phone. Most of them have it, or you can download them very easily from the app stores. And it is great to use on the print ads. You can use them in your front windows, like if you're not open on Sundays and things like that. And it takes them directly where you want them to go. And the best thing about it is they're free. Why would you need a mobile app? Because customers spend more when they shop online and when they're using an app. 40% of them have already placed an order, like I said. It keeps your business fresh. Your competition may already be ahead of you because, like the quick service restaurants, 20% already allow mobile ordering. The fast food chains, those kinds of things. And 40% of people would take advantage of your daily specials if you were send them the information. And mobile orders boost your return business. And a lot of people who do use mobile ordering, because of how busy their lives are, somebody's at work, either the mother or the father, they get on their mobile phone, they order takeout, they pick it up on the way home, you know, on their 30-minute commute, so they get it when they're about 10 minutes from home, pick up the food order, and take it home and have dinner when they get home. So it's a way to kind of like time stack, you know, you're doing more than one thing at the same time. So rather than having to cook for that half an hour after they got home, they were able to use that commute time to place the order, and hopefully not while they were driving, hopefully before they left the office, but then they can go to the soccer game or lacrosse game or whatever it is. And mobile orders, if you're are in that kind of business, can become a very significant portion of your business, and you'll make more money as a result. Apps can inform. This is the Victorian app that we just published, and we provide information on all their different services, their menus, how to find them, and this particular app provides turn-by-turn directions. So because it uses GPS, and they're not easy to find. Okay, they're just south of Sacramento. They're east of San Francisco, just north of San Jose. But with that service, it knows from the GPS where they are, and it provides them turn-by-turn instructions, like from Stockton, to get to this little gem of an inn that's up in the Sierra Nevadas on the way to the ski resorts. It allows for one-click calling, and they can offer their events and all kinds of things like that. The app can entertain. Again, it can help your customers go to your social media pages on Facebook and Twitter, and you can increase your fans and your followers. And 40% of social media users use their mobile device to access their social media accounts. And it allows you to expand your subscribers to your app by sharing it by email, on Facebook, on Twitter, and by sending an SMS or a text message. Apps build loyalty. That GPS coupons that we talked about, you can, using the mobile app, you could actually create what's referred to as a fence. So let's say we've got I-25 here on our east side. You could say, okay, I want to send a coupon to the people that are within west of I-25, south of Highway 36, north of I-70, and east of Pecos. You could build that fence electronically, and you could send a coupon to the cell phones in that area. Without having the number? They have to have subscribed to your app, okay? But we're a restaurant here, okay? So if they've got a following in that, within that, let's call it 5 miles, square miles, they could send a coupon only to those people. And for professionals, let's say you had a cancellation, okay, and you had people that were within a radius like that. You could say, there's no waiting, like a barber or a hairdresser, no waiting if you come in now, that kind of thing. So it's an interesting way that where your customers can check in and be made aware of really special offers. In a lot of businesses, it's like an airplane. When it takes off, they can never resell that seat that was empty. So it's lost revenue. And a lot of us have businesses like that too, where you only have so much capacity. The QR code coupons, again, you can send a coupon that has a QR code on it, and it replaces the old stamp cards and those kinds of things. And 28% of customers reported that they were extremely likely to increase their visits to a company if they had a loyalty reward program in place. So like Diane that sells books, okay, if you bought 4 books, you could get the 5th book free or something like that, okay? Kind of like the way the shoe stores do it. Because what this statistic tells us is that over 25% of the people would frequent your business more often because of that loyalty program being in place. Here's the push notifications that we were talking about. It allows you to update your customers about special offers, happy hours. Remember, it's in the palm of their hand. So like the example here is, Burger Bar would like to send you a push promotion. They have to opt in. They have to accept them one time, okay? But then you can keep sending them notifications. And it's completely free if you have a mobile app. And when we talk about mobile marketing, I'll talk to you about other possibilities for different ways to do it. Why mobile? Here's an example of a $4.99 meal deal, with a, looks like a sub sandwich and some potato chips there and a Coke. Use mobile text messaging and picture messaging to drive traffic to your website and to generate more sales. And it takes that traffic and it helps convert it from visitors and lookers into sales.
Is there a difference between text versus picture messages?
Yes, I have a statistic on it in another slide here, okay? So why use mobile marketing? These are different kinds of offers you can do, 25% off, save 50 cents, sale, buy one, get one, those kinds of deals. You get more redemptions, 10 times more redemptions with a mobile coupon than you do with a traditional cut, clip the coupon deal, 10 times more. 97% of messages are opened within 3 minutes of being sent. You talk about instant gratification. And 90% of users are 3 feet from that phone 24/7. I have broken that rule. I don't take my phone to bed with me anymore. I put it on the charger in my office so that it's not beside me anymore. Because I have employees that work globally, okay? And frankly, if I didn't, I wouldn't get any sleep at all. So here's the answer to your question, Diane, okay? What's my return on investment, okay? Picture messaging yields $18 for every dollar you spent to generate it. You get $18 in return. 48 times more than direct mail. You know, 0.5% is a good return on direct mail, okay? 48 times more. 15 times higher than the newspaper. You know, over half of all the newspapers end up in the trash without ever having come out of that bag that they're put in before they're delivered. And it's like you're just throwing your money away with the newspapers anymore. And their circulations, I mean, over 100 of major newspapers have closed down in the last 5 years. You know, the Rocky Mountain News in Denver is a perfect example of that. A 150-year-old newspaper shuttered, gone. Okay, it's just amazing. %7.5 times higher than email. Okay, 7.5 times more than email, the redemption rate, the return, okay? 4 times higher than text messages. So a picture message is 4 times more effective than just a text message. That's because 70% of people are visual and they learn visually, okay? So if you're interested in, and you have a cell phone, and I see about 10 right where I'm sitting, okay? Give it a try. Send a text to 223344 and enter in the body of your text OLNDEMO in capitals and click send. I'm going to leave that up on the screen for a little while. Send a text message to 223344 and enter OLNDEMO and send. And you can use this to get new customers, and the customers can earn those reward programs that we talked about. You can schedule your broadcasts anytime if you're using a mobile marketing platform. And the redemption rate is as high as 7 to 13%. If you send a coupon out, 7 to 13% of the people will redeem that coupon. Those are unheard of numbers when it comes to direct marketing. And the opt-in rate is as high as 58%. So if you send somebody an invitation like I just did to enter, send a text message to 223344, 58% of the people on average are going to opt in to that program and give you permission basically to market to them. And if you use our eValue mobile network, it has a built-in coupon creator that makes it like using Word to create your coupons. It's really, really simple to build the coupons, or they've already got a library of pre-built coupons for different industries that just makes it almost a no-brainer to use it. And you can create your own in 5 minutes just by, I'm thinking back to the last presentation that Greg did about using pictures and stuff. And if you pulled those pictures in, you could use them as the background to overlay your message on top of, like bring in a book cover and say, meet the author Thursday night at 4 p.m. for a book signing. Be a perfect mobile coupon, okay, to be sending to your mobile customers that had opted in. So what's in it for me? WIIFM, we're always hearing that. More prospects, higher revenues, direct access to your customers in the palm of their hand. Especially for inns and other people that are in the lodging and hospitality industry, it's a way to help you fill those midweek rooms, because again, if that bed is not slept in, you can't get that revenue back. That's gone, okay? And it also helps you build off-season business, because a lot of businesses, let's say Estes Park, for example, that's in the tourist business, during the summer they're talking to the tourists, okay? But during the winter, they've got to talk to the locals and get the locals to come to their restaurant on Thursday night when it's empty. But if you do a wine tasting or a craft beer tasting or something like that, okay, you can build that off-season business. And like in the case of again a resort community that's like an hour away from Denver, you could be communicating with your subscribers in Denver and give them a reason to come and stay at the hotel or whatever for the weekend. Especially during, in our ski resorts, the mud season, as it's referred to as, okay? It allows you to upsell packages and services. Statistically speaking, on average, you can upsell something by 10%. You can accessorize a major purchase by up to 10%. With the mobile marketing, you can use drip marketing, and you can get that up to 30, 40% over time by continuing to offer them different services. You can reach a broader market, okay? We're sitting here in Denver, but I'm broadcasting this to the internet. And I sent out, just from my Google Plus account, 353 invitations yesterday. They went worldwide. My network on LinkedIn, for example, I have 33 million people in my network on LinkedIn. And they're in 58 different countries around the world. I have 30,000 tier 1 connections, but those people all together, I have a total network of 33 million people on LinkedIn. And so my message can reach a pretty broad market. And I purposely took my business coaching practice in 2009, in February, from a local business where I had to be across the desk from somebody, and I purposely took it global on purpose. And I today have very few clients in Denver. My clients are everywhere, like my news says. It doesn't matter where they are. I can build a website for somebody in Murphy's, California, or in the Sea Ranch in California, like a website I just launched on Sunday night. Doesn't matter where I am, and it doesn't matter where they are. And I built them for clients all over the world. So. Plus, you get more positive reviews, and especially businesses that attorneys, for example, okay, doctors, other people that are review-based, okay, restaurants. You can get the more positive reviews, and they come in the way that they should, okay, organically over time, rather than in lumps, so that they don't get filtered out by the Yelps of the world. I had one client that bad Yelp reviews put him out of business. Just that simple, okay? I won't get into it in details, but he didn't do what a certain group of people wanted him to do. They threatened that, well, if you don't, we're going to post bad reviews on you on Yelp. And he didn't cooperate, and they posted bad reviews, and it put him out of business. So, it's also a way to protect your brand so that you can offset reviews like that and those kinds of things. And it's a way for you to increase your market value. Again, collecting those cell phone numbers now are worth about $42 a piece. So the future's now. You got to stop thinking in 2010 mentality, because you're going to get 2010 results. The pace of mobile evolution is picking up, and it's growing exponentially every month. And the momentum is now, and it's not in 2 years. And the question here is asked, can you afford to make a $100,000 mistake? I mean, that's what you could be talking about. It could easily, using mobile marketing, add that much to your revenue in a year, because the response rates are so high. So let's just recap real quick. Why go mobile? To grow your database and your value. Each of those cell phone numbers is worth $42. 2,000 cell phone numbers could add $84,000 to the value of your business. To stay connected with your existing customers and your prospects, to share those experiences and get those referrals from your satisfied customers, because 70% will take action and half of those people will buy. So if you could get 20% of your customers to give you a referral, okay, 70% of those people would take action, okay, so that's 14%. Half of those would buy. You could increase your business by 7% sales now I'm talking about, okay? If you could get 20% of your people to give you a good positive referral. Okay? So, if you have any questions about mobile marketing or Google Hangouts, I'm going to have you hold them, and then we'll ask them in the meetup group here afterwards. The people who are on the Google Hangout, if you have any questions, enter them in the chat box or send me an email. I'll give you my contact information here in a minute. You can contact us anytime. That's my cell phone number, 303-398-3998. Or you can send an email to info@firstapptree. That's our mobile app website, firstapptree.com, info@firstapptree.com. Or you can visit our website at www.firstapptree.com. And if you'd like a copy of the handouts for today's presentation, you can go to my e-commerce site, dewpoint.com, with an E on the end, /handouts, and it'll let you download a copy of the handouts for today's meeting. Okay, I'm going to wrap up the Google Hangout. We're right at the 1 hour that we've been online there. And then we'll do the normal things in the meetup group that we normally do at the beginning, but we'll do them at the end here. Okay. So let me go to YouTube and the Hangout.